It's day 70 of our Araroa through hike, maybe 71, I'm losing track of days again. And we are leaving the hut up where we stayed last night. So we're on our way up the big climb, up Mount Crawford this morning. We're leaving at about 6 o'clock because we have got a huge climb. The very top of the trees.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
A whole lot of moss.
It is 10 to 9 and we've made it out of the forest
At 1,200 metres.
At 1,200 metres, and it's taken us 3 hours to do 3 Ks.
And we've got to get to 1,600 metres.
And we've got to get to 1,600 metres.
Oh, hang on. Might be wrong about that.
Maybe 1,500 metres. Between 15 and 16 anyway. So, we've stopped for an OSM bar. It's not windy. So the girls that came down yesterday said that it was really windy through here and calmed as soon as they got into the forest. In fact, they all said that they had a little cry when they got into the forest because they'd had such a shit day sort of doing this next section. So we've got 5 Ks now to get to Nichols' hut. And yeah, so it's up and then a little bit down. So yesterday we ended up with 2, 4, 5 TA hikers, extra hikers, so including with Paul and I being 7. So 4 of them had come from Nichols' hut, and one of them, a guy that arrived quite late at about 6 o'clock in the evening, had come all the way from Te Marawai hut. So he had decided to push it through just because he knew that there was supposed to be so many people in Nichols' hut last night. Which was sort of one of the reasons also that we didn't push on. Well, actually I didn't want to push on, I was stuffed, so I'm pleased that we didn't push on. But yeah, it was a very full house up in Nichols last night, so we should be seeing them coming down very shortly. But yeah, I mean it was lovely going through the forest. It was really, really steep, but it was beautiful forest, absolutely stunning. We'll just keep going up more now. Apparently it gets quite exposed, but if the wind stays like this, it could be great. Well, we'll wait and see, we'll check in later. So I don't know whether you can see that, but see that red dot?
We started from down here.
Yeah.
And we've gone all the way up there, so we've done 900 metres of climbing in 2 hours 50.
That's pretty cool, hey? You can see how steep it is, and it really was that steep. And then we've got to get to that peak, and then we just duck down a little bit.
Nichols' hut's down in here.
And then we're
down about there actually.
Nichols. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done so good this morning. Much better than yesterday. Top.
Less than 500 metres to the hut now.
We've made it to Nichols' hut. And finally, the sun comes out. Unbelievable. It's 12 o'clock, so we're going to have lunch. How beautiful is that? It's starting to clear. Well, it's trying to clear. So it is 10 to 1 and we have decided to push on. We're going to go to Dracophyllum, whatever it's called, Hut. which is a little 2-man hut. And hope that there's no one there, otherwise we're going to be nice and cozy tonight. So we really need to get off this range before tomorrow night, because the weather is turning bad. So we reckon if we can get to Dracophyllum tonight and then get further down the range on Monday, then we will...
yeah, we should only be dealing with we're still going to have wind picking up, but it won't be too bad.
Yeah.
So we should be able to get out to a point where we know we can get down without the wind being an issue.
Yeah, so it's the wind that's really going to be the issue. We know that we're going to get wet, but that's okay. It's just getting off these really exposed tops.
Yeah, it gets us into a safe place.
Yeah.
We should be pretty right then.
Yeah. All right. Check in later. While I wait for Paul to do his housework, because he's sweeping the floor in there, I want to show you how muddy I am. So I have been over probably about 30 times this morning. So I have got mud everywhere. It was really, really muddy coming, going on to Mount Crawford and then coming off it. Like way muddier than I thought it would have been. I don't know, I guess it's because it's really high. I just thought it would be really rocky up here, but it's actually not. It's sloppy and muddy, and yeah, it was actually really slow going because it was so muddy, and I'm not great on downhills anyway, so I sort of tend to slip over, and yeah, I've slipped over a lot today. Even Paul slipped over. Paul,
Hey,
did you slip over today?
how many times did I slip over?
Yeah.
Probably about 4 or 5 times.
And Paul never slips over.
Yeah.
So if Paul slips over about 4 or 5 times, I'm definitely going to be going over about 30 times.
My feet just shot out from underneath me, so.
Yes, well, welcome to my world. This is so cool. I just dropped back into the forest again, and these trees have got moss on them right the way up to the very top. It's very, very cool. And then out of the mud appeared the hut. Thank goodness. So I'm going to go and get something to eat because I'm starving again, and wash some of this mud off because, oh my God, have I got mud. So I'll go and do that, and then I'll tell you what all the statistics and whatnot were for today. But it's beautiful. These views out that way were amazing, but I'll see what we can get when I get a bit closer to the hut and get ourselves settled in. So before we get all our gear in, because it's really little, I'll just show you what this hut actually looks like. So this is Dracophyllum hut, and it is a 2-man hut, and we think that we're going to be the only people in here tonight. So it's just a shelter. Doesn't smell that bad, and you know what, it will be absolutely perfect for us tonight, assuming that nobody else comes in. So it's got a little chair out the front here, and I mean the weather is amazing. It's just cleared and it's so beautiful. So we might just sit here and have something to eat and something to drink, and then give you a recount of the day. So I found a little viewing area, and we do actually have views. Yeah. How beautiful. So how many Ks did we do today, Paul?
We did 14.69.
14.69 Ks, and it took us
10 hours 56.
10 hours 56.
And we did 2,021 metres elevation.
And 2,021 metres elevation.
And we pooped.
And there was so much mud. Oh my God, there was so much mud. But Yeah, and some really tricky stuff like going up on the ridges and then dropping down. Sometimes it's always the dropping down that's, well, for me anyway, the harder part.
And that's our hill over there for tomorrow.
Paul thinks that that hill over there is where we're going tomorrow. But who knows? We'll just take that adventure when we get there. It was a good day. So we had like the forest going up to Nichols was beautiful. That's where all the elevation was. So that was quite hard. And then, but it was lovely. And then the walk along the ridge was okay up to Mount Crawford. So it wasn't really that windy, which I think, you know, really worked in our favour. It was muddy, but it wasn't that windy. And then when we dropped off between Crawford and Nichols.
You see Mount Crawford, the top of it now.
Oh yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
You see the little notch where
that's Crawford.
Nichols Hut. No, there's Nichols Hut, the little notch down.
Yeah.
And then Crawford is that mountain that's just coming out of the cliff.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, so between Crawford and Nichols it was muddy, and then coming out of Nichols was muddy, and then we just went into the most stunning forest. It was so cool. And then when we got back up onto the ridges it was just really muddy again, and that's where it got tricky. But anyway, we're done now, so we're going to go and have something to drink and something to eat. Paul thinks that we might actually camp tonight rather than stay in the hut, just because the hut is probably a bit damp.
Yeah, it just smells mouldy and not the nicest.
Yeah, so we might actually put the tent up, and it takes a little bit longer to get down in the morning, but we do get a good sleep in it. So.
Well, yeah, we can still be on the trail in an hour from waking up and having a hot breakfast as well. So. Yeah.
Anyway. Let's go and get something to eat and something to drink, Paul.
And we're going to try and beat this weather off the mountain tomorrow, because there's a big storm front coming in tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. And this was what's been pushing us along to do some big days. Otherwise, there's a lot of people on this track as well. So
we had how many people coming north?
Well, probably past about 10 or 11.
Going south, 10 or 11.
Going through to Nichols, so it's going to be packed in there tonight. Yeah,
not great, because you saw when on the video you saw how little it was, and you know, you can probably find somewhere for everybody to sleep, but it's when people start moving around and try and cook and things.
It's pretty damn hard if I was staying there. But the problem is that the one place you can put a tent is just above the toilet, and the toilet is pretty unsavoury. So.
Yeah. Anyway, we're really happy that we're in here tonight, so we'll get going.